Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of President William Ruto politically because nobody defends him in his government. How? Things are getting worse within President William Ruto's government after Ruto allegedly disrespected former head of state here in Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. Ruto is alleged to have said that former President Uhuru Kenyatta failed in his leadership duties when he was in power. Let me first play what Ruto said, and later I will explain the decision that has been made by one of his cabinet secretaries, in his government, who hails from Mlima Kenya region. Let's listen to what Ruto said before.
Niwaambie kwa sababu hawana mpango. Wale jamaa wako na sponsor. Sponsor mwenyewe hajawapatia syllabus. Sasa ametuma tu hawa na sasa ndio unaona wanahangaika hapa. Kwa sababu sponsor mwenyewe alishindwa kufanya ile mimi nimefanya. Mimi nataka niwaulize nyinyi watu wa Bungoma. Hii Bungoma si mambo ya stadium mimi nimejenga. Ule sponsor wao hakujenga. Hii Nzoia si mimi nimekuja kufufua. Ule sponsor wa hawa jamaa hakufanya. Hii barabara ilikuwepo. Ule sponsor alifanya. Maneno ya walimu wa watoto wetu aliajiri. Mpango ya matibabu aliweza. Si walishindwa na ile maneno ya universal health coverage. Alafu saa hizi anajaribu kuniambia maneno hapa na pale. Hawa watu nitawaosha asubuhi na mapema.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what President William Ruto said about former head of state Uhuru Kenyatta. Actually was accusing Uhuru Kenyatta of failing to deliver during his leadership. Now, according to Kenyans.co.ke, they have published a report which states, as you can see on your screen, that CS Kabogo defends Uhuru over failures during former government. Wonders will never end. Before I continue, as you continue watching this clip, ladies and gentlemen, please hit the like button. And if you are watching for the first time, or rather if you have been watching and you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel where we don't sugarcoat but we always put news as it is, I request you to consider subscribing by smashing the subscribe button that is down here. Once you are done, remember to turn on the notification bell so that the moment we upload a new video clip, you'll be notified automatically that Mwana Kenya Media has uploaded a new video clip to watch. Remember to share our content. Once you are done with the watching, share our links to other different WhatsApp groups and even on Facebook so that we can continue building this channel of ours, Mwana Kenya Media. I want to put this into perspective so that we can really understand why has Ruto's cabinet secretary William Kabogo refused to support President William Ruto's remarks. Actually, he has resigned from supporting what President William Ruto said, accusing President, or rather former head of state Uhuru Kenyatta for failing to deliver during his leadership. Kabogo has resigned from supporting Ruto's sentiments in public, Now, why Kabogo refused to support Ruto's remarks? Number one, Kabogo is preparing to resign from Ruto's government. How? Kabogo is among the cabinet secretaries who are reportedly preparing to resign and pursue gubernatorial seats in the upcoming 2027 general elections. He may therefore be unwilling to defend the current President William Ruto, who is appointing authority, or rather his boss, on issues he does not agree with. If Ruto becomes angry and removes him, it could still work in Kabogo's favor politically. You know, this ICT and the Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Kabogo has defended former President Uhuru Kenyatta against criticism of his administration's record during his tenure. Actually, he was speaking during an interview with the Kameme FM on Monday today, yes, and he criticized those condemning Uhuru over the shortcomings of his administration while supporting President William Ruto's government. But according to what Kabogo said, Ruto was Uhuru's deputy for 10 years and therefore shared responsibility together, you know, for the administration's record during that period, you know. So Kabogo maintained that Ruto cannot fault the previous administration over its shortcomings while taking credit for developments achieved under the same government. He said no, there is no way Ruto can take credits when walikuwa pamoja. He emphasized, ladies and gentlemen, that the president cannot separate himself from the record of government they jointly led. That is what Kabogo said. He also insisted that the political partnership between Uhuru and Ruto, you know, was based on a common presidential ticket, and that both leaders, Uhuru and Ruto, should therefore be judged, you know, on the administration's record. Kama Uhuru Kenyatta analaumiwa, the same should be applied to William Ruto. Number two, why Kabogo has resigned from supporting Ruto's sentiments. Number two, Kabogo is a close ally of Uhuru Kenyatta. You know, Kabogo's presence in Ruto's government is partly linked to the political influence of Uhuru Kenyatta, and he may feel compelled to defend Kenyatta rather than supporting Ruto's criticism. Ladies and gentlemen, politics is dynamic. It keeps on changing time to time. Ruto's political influence in the so-called Mlima Kenya region has declined as we speak at the moment, while Kabogo is positioning himself politically ahead of the 2027 general elections. As a result, he may choose, you know, ladies and gentlemen, to defend a position that he believes he will benefit, or rather might benefit him politically come 2027. So, Kabogo's remarks come amid President William Ruto renewed attacks on Uhuru over some of the projects that failed in the previous administration. You know, Ruto accused former head of state of failing to deliver when he was in Eldoret, you know, on Thursday, yes. Ruto questioned Uhuru's legacy over the delivery of projects like affordable housing, universal health coverage, or proper education, you know, during his tenure in office. He asserted that his own development track record far outweighed anything achieved by his predecessor. So for this reason, Ruto accused his predecessor of sponsoring the opposition in efforts to replace him come 2027. But Ruto again dismissed the opposition, stating that they lacked a real policy agenda or manifesto, you know, because wanaonekana wakikampeni hapa na pale. He expressed the confidence that he will he will easily defeat, you know, Ruto's people, including Edwin Sifuna and Dr. Fred Matiang'i in 2020 elections, despite the alleged heavy funding from head of state Uhuru Kenyatta. And this is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet in the next video. But if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please consider subscribing by smashing the subscribe button that is down here. Once you are, then remember to turn on the notification bell so that the moment we upload a new video clip, you'll be notified automatically that Mwana Kenya Media has uploaded a new video clip to watch. Remember to share our content. Also, the WhatsApp groups are developed on Facebook. That is the only way we can continue building this channel of ours, Mwana Kenya Media. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet in the next video. Bye-bye.